What a piece of shit. $10,000 later. Why does it take it so damn long? Really? Really? So Alright, let's see what errors might pop up. Gmod vehicle bundle, photon fire, and a rescue. There's two popping up. H-Bomb, Space Pack, 1964 Chevrolet Palace S, Color Red model, 2013 Ferrari Love Ferrari. It's also popped up. Posted 2 PM and Ragdoll. There we go. Now, the continuation, the Septuagint with Apocrypha. On page 957, Jeremiah's XLI dot 6-XLII dot 2 dot. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Joachim, king of Judah, saying, Go to the house of the Archhabin, and thou shalt bring them to the house of the Lord, into one of the courts, and give them wine to drink. So I brought forth Jogonias, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Chasbazim, and his brethren, and his sons, and all the family of the Archhabin, and I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the sons of Jonan, the son of Ananias, the son of Godolias, a man of God, who dwells near the house of the princes that are over the house of Messias. The son of Silom, who kept the court, and I set before them a jar of wine and cups, and I said, Drink ye wine. But they said, We will on no account drink wine, for our father Jonadab, the son of Rechab, commanded us, saying, Ye shall on no account drink wine, neither ye nor your sons forever, nor shall ye at all build houses, nor sow any seed, nor shall ye have a vineyard, for ye shall dwell in tents all your days, that ye may live many days upon the land in which ye sojourn. And we hearkened to the voice of Jonadab our father, so as to drink no wine all our days, we and our wives, and our sons, and our daughters, and so as to build no houses to dwell in, and we have had no vineyard, nor field, nor seed, but we have dwelt in tents, and have hearkened and done according to all that Jonadab our father commanded us. And it came to pass, when Nabuchodonosor came up against the land, that we said we would come in, and we entered into Jerusalem for fear of the host of the Chaldeans, and for fear of the host of the Assyrians, and we dwelt there. And the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Go and say to the men of Judah, and to them that dwell in Jerusalem, Will ye not receive correction to hearken to my words? The sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, have kept the word which he commanded his children, that they should drink no wine, and they have not drunk it. But I spoke to you early, and ye hearkened not. And I sent to you my servants, the prophets, saying, Turn ye every one from his evil way, and amend your practices, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell upon the land which I gave to you and to your fathers. But ye inclined not your ears, and hearkened not. But the sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, have kept the command of their father. But this people has not hearkened to me. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring upon Judah and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the evils which I pronounced against them. Therefore thus saith the Lord, since the sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, have hearkened to the command of their father, to do as their father commanded them, There shall never be wanting a man of the sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, to stand before my face, while the earth remains. In the 4th year of Joachim, son of Joshua, king of Judah, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Take thee a roll of a book, and write upon it all the words which I spoke to thee against Jerusalem and against Judah and against all the nations from the day when I spoke to thee, from the days of Joshua, king of Judah, even to this day. Perhaps the house of Judah will hear all the evils which I purpose to do to them, that they may turn from their evil way, and so I will be merciful to their iniquities and their sins. So Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah, and he wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord which he had spoken to him on a roll of a book. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am in prison, I cannot enter into the house of the Lord. So thou shalt read in this scroll. Oh wait. It's basically, alright, the context of the scroll is basically saying, it says roll, but here's the thing, it's basically, the books at a time, in the ancient times, were physical books you see are, all books are actually scrolls. The scrolls were used as books. And used earn a way to write down. So that means everything is first written down on a scroll before the current books we have. Anyways, so thou shalt read in this roll in the ears of the people in the house of the Lord on the fast day, and in the ears of all Judah that come out of their cities. Thou shalt read to them. Peradventure their supplication will come before the Lord, and they will turn from their evil way. For great is the wrath and the anger of the Lord, which he has pronounced against this people. And Baruch did according to all that Jeremiah commanded him, reading in the book of, make sure it says right, reading in the book the words of the Lord in the Lord's house. And it came to pass in the 8th year of King Joachim, in the 9th month, all the people in Jerusalem and the house of Judah proclaimed a fast before the Lord. And Baruch read in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Lord, in the house of Gamaliel, son of Shaphan, the scribe. in the upper court, in the entrance of the new gate of the house of the Lord, and in the ears of all the people. And Micaias, the son of Gamarias, the son of Shaphan, heard all the words of the Lord out of the book. And he went down to the king's house, into the house of the scribe, and behold, there were sitting there all the princes, Elisama, the scribe, and Delaias, the son of Selemias, and Jonathan, the son of Achobel, and Gamarias, the son of Shaphan, and Zedekias, the son of Ananias, and all the princes. And Micaias reported to them all the words which he had heard Baruch reading in the ears of the people. And all the princes sent to Baruch, son of Nerias, Judan, the son of Nathanias, the son of Selemias, the son of Cusi, saying, Take in thine hand the roll in which thou readest in the ears of the people. And come, so Baruch took the roll, and went down to them. And they said to him, Read it again in our ears. And Baruch read it. And it came to pass, when they had heard all the words, that they took counsel each with his neighbor, and said, Let us by all means tell the king all these words. And they asked Baruch, saying, Where didst thou write all these words? And Baruch said, Jeremiah told me from his own mouth all these words, and I wrote them in a book. And they said to Baruch, Go and hide, thou and Jeremiah, let no man know where ye are. And they went in to the king into the court, and gave their roll to one to keep in the house of Elisama. And they told the king all these words, and the king sent Jordan to fetch the roll. And he took it out of the house of Elisama, and Jordan read in the ears of the king, and in the ears of all the princes who stood round the king. Now the king was sitting in the winter house, and there was a fire on the hearth before him. And it came to pass, when Judah had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut them off with a penknife, and cast them into the fire that was on the hearth, until the whole roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. And the king and his servants that heard all these words sought not the Lord, and rent not their garments, but Elnathan and Godolias suggested it to the king that he should burn the roll. And the king commanded Jerahmeel, the king's son, and Sarias, the son of Israel, to take Baruch and Jeremiah, but they were hidden. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah after the king had burnt the roll, even all the words which Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Again take thou another roll, and write all the words that were on the roll, which King Joachim has burnt. And thou shalt say, Thus saith the Lord, Thou hast burnt this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall certainly come in and destroy this land, and man and cattle shall fail from it. Make sure it says right. And man and cattle shall fail from off it. Therefore thus saith the Lord concerning Joachim king of Judah, He shall not have a man to sit on the throne of David, and his carcass shall be cast forth in the heat by day, and in the frost by night. And I will visit him, and his family, and his servants, and I will bring upon him, and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and upon the land of Judah, all the evils which I spoke of to them. And they hearkened not. And Baruch took another roll, and wrote upon it from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Joachim had burnt. And there were yet more words added to it, like the former. And Zedekias the son of Joshua reigned instead of Joachim, whom Nebuchadnezzar appointed to reign over Judah. And he and his servants and the people of the land hearkened not to the words of the Lord, which he spoke by Jeremiah. And King Zedekias sent Joel, son of Selemias, and Sophonias, the priest, son of Maaseiah, to Jeremiah, saying, Pray now for us to the Lord. Now Jeremiah came and went through the midst of the city, for they had not put him into the house of the prison. This is right. They had not put him into the house of the prison, and the host of Pharaoh was come forth out of Egypt, and the Chaldeans heard the report of them, and they went up from Jerusalem. And the word of the Lord came to Jerusalem. Oh, wait. I had to reread this one. And the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, saying, Thus said the Lord, thus shalt thou say to the king of Judah, who sent to thee to seek me, Behold, the army of Pharaoh, which is come forth to help you, they shall return to the land of Egypt, and the Chaldeans themselves shall turn again and fight against this city, and take it, and burn it with fire. For thus saith the Lord, Suppose not in your heart, saying, The Chaldeans will certainly depart from us, for they shall not depart. And thou ye should smite the whole host of the Chaldeans that fight against you, and there should be left a few wounded men. These should rise up, each in his place, and burn this city with fire. And it came to pass, when the host of the Chaldeans had gone up from Jerusalem for fear of the host of Pharaoh, that Jeremiah went forth from Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to buy thence a property in the midst of the people. And he was in the gate of Benjamin, and there was there a man with whom he lodged, Zeruiah, the son of Sinemias, the son of Ananias. And he caught Jeremiah, saying, Thou art fleeing to the Chaldeans. And he said, It is false. I do not flee to the Chaldeans. But he hearkened not to him. And Zeruiah caught Jeremiah, and brought him to the princes. And the princes were very angry with Jeremiah, and smote him, and sent him into the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made this a prison. So Jeremiah came into the dungeon, and into the cells, and he remained there many days. Then Zedekiah sent and called him, and the king asked him secretly, saying, Is there a word from the Lord? And he said, There is. Thou shalt be delivered into the hands of the king of Babylon. And Jeremiah said to the king, Wherein have I wronged thee, or thy servants, or this people, that thou puttest me in prison? And where are your prophets, who prophesied to you, saying, The king of Babylon shall not come against this land? Now therefore, my lord the king, let my supplication come before thy face. And why dost thou send me back to the house of Jonathan the scribe? And let me not on any account die there. Then the king commanded, and they cast him into the prison, and gave him a loaf a day out of the place where they bake until the bread failed out of the city. So Jeremiah continued in the court of the prison. and Zephaniah the son of Nathan, and Gedaliah the son of Pashur, and Jokel the son of Simelias, heard the words which Jeremiah spoke to the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, he that remains in the city shall die by the sword and by the famine, but he that goes out to the Chaldeans shall live, and his soul shall be given him for a found treasure, and he shall live. For thus saith the Lord, this city shall certainly be delivered into the hands of the host of the king of Babylon, and they shall take it. And they said to the king, Let that man, we pray thee, be slain, for he weakens the hands of the fighting men that are left in the city, and the hands of all people speaking to them according to these words. For this man does not prophesy peace to this people, but evil. Then the king said, Behold, he is in your hands. For the king could not resist them. And they cast him into the dungeon of Melchias, the king's son, which was in the court of the prison. And they let him down into the pit, and there was no water in the pit, but mire, and he was in the mire. And Abimelech the Ethiopian heard, now he was in the king's household, that they had put Jeremiah into the dungeon. And the king was in the gate of Benjamin. And he went forth to him, and spoke to the king, and said, Thou hast done evil in what thou hast done to slay this man with hunger, for there is no more bread in the city. And the king commanded Abimelech, saying, Take with thee hence 30 men, and bring him up out of the dungeons, that he die not. So Abimelech took the men, and went into the underground part of the king's house, and took thence old rags and old ropes, and threw them to Jeremiah into the dungeon. And he said, Put these under the ropes. And Jeremiah did so. And they drew him with the ropes, and lifted him out of the dungeon. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. Then the king sent and called him to himself into the house of Asalisel, which was in the house of the Lord. And the king said to him, I will ask thee a question, and I pray thee hide nothing from me. And Jeremiah said to the king, If I tell thee, wilt thou not certainly put me to death? And if I give thee counsel, thou wilt not at all hearken to me. And the king swore to him, saying, As the Lord lives, who gave us this soul, I will not slay thee, neither will I give thee into the hands of these men. And Jeremiah said to him, Thus saith the Lord, If thou wilt indeed go forth to the captains of the king of Babylon, thy soul shall live, and this city shall certainly not be burnt with fire, and thou shalt live, and thy house. But if thou wilt not go forth, the city shall be delivered into the hands of the Chaldeans, and they shall burn it with fire, and thou shalt by no means escape. And the king said to Jeremiah, I consider the Jews that have gone over to the Chaldeans, lest they deliver me into their hands, and they mock me. And Jeremiah said, They shall in no wise deliver thee up. Hear the word of the Lord, which I speak to thee. And it shall be better for thee, and thy soul shall live. But if thou wilt not go forth, this is the word which the Lord has shewn me. And behold, all the women that are left in the house of the king of Judah were brought forth to the princes of the king of Babylon. And they said, The men who were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and will prevail against thee. And they shall cause thy foot to slide and fail. They have turned back from thee, and they shall bring forth thy wives and thy children to the Chaldeans, and thou shalt by no means escape, for thou shalt be taken by the hand of the king of Babylon, and this city shall be burnt. Then the king said to him, Let no man know any of these words, and certainly thou shalt not die. And if the princes shall hear that I have spoken to thee, and they come to thee, and say to thee, Tell us what said the king to thee, hide it not from us, and we will in no wise slay thee. And what said the king to thee? Then thou shalt say to them, I brought my supplication before the presence of the king, that he would not send me back into the house of Jonathan, that I should die there. And all the princes came to Jeremiah and asked him, and he told them according to all these words which the king had commanded him. And they were silent, because the word of the Lord was not heard. And Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison until the time when Jerusalem was taken. And it came to pass in the 9th month of Zedekiah king of Judah, that Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon came, and all his host against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah in the 4th month, on the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up, and all the leaders of the king of Babylon went in and sat in the middle gate. Marganasar and Samagoth and Nebuchadnezzar and Nebuchadnezzar, Nagargos, Nasser Rabamath, and the rest of the leaders of the king of Babylon. And they sent and took Jeremiah out of the court of the prison, and gave him in charge to Godolias, the son of Achikam. Make sure it says right. Achikam. That's what Achicam. Hard to pronounce, but I'll come up with is Achikam, the son of Shaphan. And they brought him out, and he sat in the midst of the people. And the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah in the court of the prison, saying, Go and say to Abdomelech the Ethiopian, Thus said the Lord God of Israel, Behold, I will bring my words upon this city for evil and not for good, but I will save thee in that day, and I will by no means deliver thee into the hands of the men before whom thou art afraid. For I will surely save thee, and thou shalt by no means fall by the sword, and thou shalt find thy life, because thou didst trust in me, saith the Lord. The word that came from the Lord to Jeremiah after that Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, had let him go out of Ramah, when he had taken him in manacles in the midst of the captivity of Judah, even those who were carried to Babylon. And the chief captain of the guard took him, and said to him, The Lord thy God has pronounced all these evils upon this place, and the Lord has done it, because ye sinned against him, and hearkened not to his voice. Behold, I have loosed thee from the manacles that were upon thine hands, if it seem good to thee to go with me to Babylon. Then will I set mine eyes upon thee, but if not, depart, return to Godolias, the son of Achikam. as well as saying, into Babylon, then I will set mine eyes upon thee. If not, depart. Return to Gedaliah the son of Achikam, the son of Shaphan, whom the king of Babylon has appointed governor in the land of Judah. In the land of Judah, and dwell with him in the midst of the people, in the land of Judah, to whatsoever places it seems good in thine eyes to go, do thou even go. And the captain of the guard made him presents, and let him go. And he came to Gedaliah, to Massepha, and dwelt in the midst of his people that was left in the land. And all the leaders of the host that was in the country, they and their men, heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah governor in the land, and they committed to him the men and their wives, whom Nebuchadnezzar had not removed to Babylon. And there came to Gedaliah, to Massepha, Ismail, the son of Nathanias, and Jonan, son of Carri, and Sirius, the son of Thenemiah, and the sons of Jophi, the Netophathite, and Isonias, son of Mochathite, I keep messing up. Mochathite. 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 That's what I'm trying to say. Mochathite. They and their men. And Gedaliah swore to them and to their men, saying, Be not afraid before the children of the Chaldeans. Dwell in the land, and serve the king of Babylon, and it shall be better for you. And behold, I will dwell in your presence at Massepha, to stand before the Chaldeans, who shall come against you. And do ye gather grapes, and fruits, and oil, and put them into your vessels, and dwell in the cities which ye have obtained possession of. And all the Jews that were in Moab, and among the children of Ammon, and those that were in Idumea, and those that were in all the rest of the country, heard that the king of Babylon had granted a remnant to Judah, and that he had appointed over them Gedaliah, the son of Achikam. And they came to Gedaliah into the land of Judah, to Massepha, and gathered grapes, and very much summer fruit and oil. And Jonan, the son of Carri, and all the leaders of the host who were in the fields came to Gedaliah, to Massepha, and said to him, Dost thou indeed know that King Belisa, the king Belisa, son of Ammon, has sent Ismail, to thee to slay thee. But Gedaliah believed them not. And Jonan said to Gedaliah secretly in Massipha, I will go now and smite Ishmael, and let no man know it, lest he slay thee, and all the Jews that are gathered to thee be dispersed, and the remnant of Judah perish. But Gedaliah said to Jonan, Do not the thing, for thou speakest lies concerning Ishmael. Now it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethanias, the son of Elijah, of the seed royal, came, and 10 men with him to Gedaliah to Massipha, and they ate bread there together. And Ishmael rose up, and the 10 men that were with him, and smote Gedaliah, whom the king of Babylon had appointed governor over the land, and all the Jews that were with him in Massipha. Make sure it says right. In Massipha, and all the Chaldeans that were found there. And it came to pass on the 2nd day, after he had smitten Gedaliah, and no man knew of it, that there came men from Shechem and from Salem and from Samaria, even 80 men, having their beards shaven, and their clothes rent, and beating their breasts. And they had manna and frankincense in their hands, to bring them into the house of the Lord. And Ishmael went out to meet them, and they went on and wept. And he said to them, Come into Gedaliah. And it came to pass, when they had entered into the midst of the city, that he slew them and cast them into a pit. But 10 men were found there, and they said to Ishmael, Slay us not, for we have treasures in the field, wheat and barley, honey and oil. So he passed by, and slew them not in the midst of their brethren. Now the pit into which Ishmael cast all whom he smote is the great pit which King Asa had made for fear of Baasha, king of Israel. Even this Ishmael filled with slain men. And Ishmael brought back all the people that were left in Massipha, and the king's daughter, whom the captain of the guard had committed in charge of Gedaliah, the son of Achikam. And he went away beyond the children of Ammon, and Jonan, the son of Carri, and all the leaders of the host that were with him, heard of all the evil deeds which Ishmael had done. And they brought all their army, and went to fight against him, and found him near much water in Gabon. And it came to pass, when all the people that was with Ishmael saw Jonan, and the leaders of the host that was with him, that they returned to Jonan. But Ishmael escaped with 8 men, and went to the children of Ammon. And Jonan and all the leaders of the host that were with him took all the remnant of the people whom he had brought back from Ishmael, mighty men in war, and the women, and the other property, and the eunuchs whom they had brought back from Gabon. And they departed, and dwelt in Gebroth Ammah, that is by Bethlehem. Wait, Bethlehem? That is by Bethlehem. To go into city, for fear of the Chaldeans, for they were afraid of them, because Ishmael had smitten Gedaliah, whom the king of Babylon made governor in the land. Then came all the leaders of the host, and Jonan, and Azarias the son of Maaseiah, and all the people, great and small, to Jeremiah the prophet, and said to him, Let now our supplication come before thy face, and pray thou to the Lord thy God for this remnant, for we are left few out of many, as thine eye see, and let the Lord thy God declare to us the way wherein we should walk, and the thing which we should do. And Jeremiah said to them, I have heard you. Behold, I will pray for you to the Lord our God according to your words, and it shall come to pass that whatsoever word the Lord God shall answer, I will declare it to you. I will not hide anything from you. And they said to Jeremiah, Let the Lord be between us for a just and faithful witness, if we do not according to every word which the Lord shall send us, and whether it be good or whether it be evil, we will hearken to the voice of the Lord our God, to whom we send thee, that it may be well. Make sure this is right. That it may be well with us, because we shall hearken to the voice of the Lord our God. And it came to pass after 10 days that the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah, and he called Jonan and the leaders of the host, and all the people from the least even to the greatest. And he said to them, Thus saith the Lord, if ye will indeed dwell in this land, I will build you, and will not pull you down, but will plant you, and in no wise pluck you up. For I have ceased from the calamities which I brought upon you. Be not afraid of the king of Babylon, of whom ye are afraid, Be not afraid of him, saith the Lord, for I am with you, to deliver you and save you out of their hand. And I will grant you mercy, and pity you, and will restore you to your land. And if ye say, We will not dwell in this land, that we may not hearken to the voice of the Lord, for we will go into the land of Egypt, and we shall see no war, and shall not hear the sound of a trumpet, and we shall not hunger for bread, and there we will dwell. Then hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord, If ye set your face toward Egypt, and go in there to dwell, then it shall be that the sword which ye fear shall find you in the land of Egypt, and the famine to which ye have regard shall overtake you coming after you in Egypt, and there ye shall die. And all the men and all the strangers who have set their face toward the land of Egypt to dwell there shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, and there shall not one of them escape from the evils which I bring upon them. For thus saith the Lord, as my wrath has dropped upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so shall my wrath drop upon you when ye have entered into Egypt, and ye shall be a desolation, and under the power of others, and a curse and a reproach, and ye shall no more see this place. These are the words which the Lord has spoken concerning you, the remnant of Judah. Enter ye not into Egypt, and now know ye for a certainty that ye have wrought wickedness in your hearts. When ye sent me, saying, Pray thou for us to the Lord, and according to all that the Lord shall speak to thee, we will do. And ye have not hearkened to the voice of the Lord, with which he sent me to you. Now therefore ye shall perish by the sword and famine in the place which ye desire to go into to dwell there. And it came to pass, when Jeremiah ceased speaking to the people all the words of the Lord, for which the Lord has sent him to them, even all these words that Azariah son of Maaseiah spoke, and Jonan the son of Garri, and all the men who had spoken to Jeremiah, saying, It is false. The Lord has not sent thee to us, saying, Enter not into Egypt to dwell there. But Baruch the son of Neriah sets thee against us, that thou mayest deliver us into the hands of the Chaldeans to kill us, and that we should be carried away captives to Babylon. So Jonan and all the leaders of the host and all the people refused to hearken to the voice of the Lord, to dwell in the land of Judah. And Jonan and all the leaders of the host took all the remnant of Judah who had returned to dwell in the land, the mighty men and women, and the children that were left, and the daughters of the king, and the souls which Nebuzaradan had left with Godelias the son of Achikam, and Jeremiah the prophet, and Baruch the son of Neriah, and they came into Egypt, for they hearkened not to the voice of the Lord, and they entered into Taphnath. And the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah in Taphnath, saying, Take the great stones, and hide them in the entrance at the gate of the house of Pharaoh in Taphnath, in the sight of the men of Judah. And thou shalt say, Thus has the Lord said, Behold, I will send and will bring Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and he shall place his throne upon these stones which thou hast hidden, and he shall lift up weapons against them, and he shall enter in and smite the land of Egypt, delivering some for death to death, and some for captivity to captivity, and some for the sword to the sword. And he shall kindle a fire in the houses of their gods, and shall burn them, and shall carry them away captives, and shall search the land of Egypt as a shepherd searches his garment. And he shall go forth in peace, and he shall break to pieces the pillars of Heliopolis that are in On, and shall burn their houses with fire. The word that came to Jeremiah for all the Jews dwelling in the land of Egypt, and for those settled in Magdala, and in Taphnath, and in the land of Pathor, saying, Thus has the Lord God of Israel said, Ye have seen all the evils which I have brought upon Jerusalem, and upon the cities of Judah, and behold, they are desolate, without inhabitants, because of their wickedness, which they have wrought to provoke me, by going to burn incense to other gods, whom ye knew not. Yet I sent to you my servants, the prophets, early in the morning, and I sent, saying, Do not ye this abominable thing which I hate. But they hearkened not to me, and inclined not their ear to turn from their wickedness, so as not to burn incense to strange gods. So mine anger and my wrath dropped upon them, and was kindled in the gates of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they became a desolation and a waste, as at this day. See how many pages I got left. There are only a couple pages left. Alright. And now thus has the Lord Almighty said, Wherefore do ye commit these great evils against your souls, to cut off man and woman of you, infant and suckling from the midst of Judah, to the end that not one of you should be left, by provoking me with the works of your hands to burn incense to other gods in the land of Egypt, into which ye entered to dwell there, that ye might be cut off, and that ye might become a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the sins of your fathers, and the sins of your and the sin and the sins of the kings of Judah? If I can speak. I have to reread this part. Have ye forgotten the sins of your fathers, and the sins of the kings of Judah, and the sins of your princes, and the sins of your wives, which they wrought in the land of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, and have not ceased even to this day, and they have not kept to my ordinances, which I set before their fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I do set my face against you to destroy all the remnant that are in Egypt, and they shall fall by the sword, and by famine, and shall be consumed, small and great, and they shall be for reproach, and for destruction, and for a curse. And I will visit them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have visited Jerusalem, with sword and with famine. And there shall not one be preserved of the remnant of Judah, that sojourn in the land of Egypt, to return to the land of Judah, to which they hope in their hearts to return. They shall not return, but only they that escape. Then all the men that knew that their wives burned incense, and all the women, a great multitude, and all the people dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathora, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word which thou hast spoken to us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken to thee, for we will surely perform every word that shall proceed out of our mouth, to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, and to pour drink offerings to her, as we and our fathers have done, and our kings and princes in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. And so we were filled with bread, and were well, and saw no evils. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, we have all been brought low, and have been consumed by the sword, and by famine. And whereas we burned incense to the Queen of heaven, and poured drink offerings to her, did we make cakes to her, and pour drink offerings to her, without our husbands? Then Jeremiah answered all the people, the mighty men, and the women, and all the people that returned him these words for answer, saying, Did not the Lord remember the incense which ye burned in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, and your kings, and your princes, and the people of the land? And came it not into his heart, and the Lord could no longer bear you, because of the wickedness of your doings, and because of your abominations which ye wrought, and so your land became a desolation, and a waste, and a curse, as at this day, because of your burning incense, and because of the things wherein ye sinned against the Lord. And ye have not hearkened to the voice of the Lord, and have not walked in his ordinances, and in his law, and in his testimonies, and so these evils have come upon you. And Jeremiah said to the people and to the women, Hear ye the word of the Lord. Thus has the Lord God of Israel said, Ye women have spoken with your mouth, and ye fulfilled it with your hands, saying, We will surely perform our vows that we have vowed, to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, and pour drink offerings to her. Full well did ye keep to your vows, and ye have indeed performed them. Therefore hear ye the word of the Lord, all Jews dwelling in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith the Lord, my name shall no longer be in the mouth of every Jew. What's this? My name shall no longer be in the mouth of every Jew, to say, The Lord lives. And make sure this is right, in all the land of Egypt, for I have watched over them, and hurt them, and not to do them good. And all the Jews dwelling in the land of Egypt shall perish by sword and by famine, until they are utterly consumed. And they that escape the sword shall return to the land of Judah, few in number, and the remnant of Judah, who have continued in the land of Egypt to dwell there, shall know whose word shall stand. And this shall be a sign to you, that I will visit you for evil. Thus said the Lord, Behold, I will give Euphrates, king of Egypt, into the hands of his enemy, and into the hands of one that seeks his life, as I gave Zedekiah king of Judah into the hands of Nabuchodonosor, king of Babylon, his enemy, and who sought his life. The word which Jeremiah the prophet spoke to Baruch, son of Neriah, when he wrote these words in the book of, make sure this is right. He wrote these words in the book from the mouth of Jeremiah. In the 4th year of Joachim, the son of Joshua, king of Judah, thus has the Lord said to thee, O Baruch, whereas thou hast said, Alas, alas, for the Lord has laid a grievous trouble upon me. I lay down in groaning. I found no rest. Say thou to him, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I pull down those whom I have built up, and I pluck up those whom I have planted. And wilt thou seek great things for thyself? Seek them not, For behold, I bring evil upon all flesh, saith the Lord. But I will give to thee thy life for a spoil in every place whither thou shalt go. It was the 21st year of Zedekiah, when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Amital, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 9th month, the 10th day of the month, that Nabuchodonosor, king of Babylon, came and all his host against Jerusalem. And they made a rampart round it, and built a wall round about it with large stones. So the city was besieged until the 11th year of King Zedekiah, on the 9th day of the month. And then the famine was severe in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war went out by night by the way of the gate between the wall and the outworks, which were by the king's garden, and the Chaldeans were by the city round about, and they went by the way leading to the wilderness. But the host of the Chaldeans pursued after the king, and overtook him in the country beyond Jericho, and all his servants were dispersed from about him. And they took the king, and they brought him to the king of Babylon, to Diblatha, and he judged him. And the king of Babylon slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes. And he slew all the princes of Judah in Diblatha. And he put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and bound him in fetters. And the king of Babylon brought him to Babylon, and put him into the grinding house until the day when he died. And in the 5th month, on the 10th day of the month, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, who waited on the king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem, and he burnt the houses of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of the city, and every great house he burnt with fire. And the host of the Chaldeans that was with captain of the guard pulled down all the walls of Jerusalem round about. But the captain of the guard left the remnant of the people to be vine dressers and husbandmen. And the Chaldeans broke in pieces the brazen pillars that were in the house of the Lord, and the bases, and the brazen sea that was in the house of the Lord. And they took the brass off, and carried it away to Babylon. Also the rim, and the bowls, and the flesh hooks, and all the brazen vessels wherewith they ministered, and the basins, and the snuffers, and the oil funnels, and the candlesticks, and the censers, and the cups, the gold measures, and the cups, and the golden of gold and silver of silver. The captain of the guard took away, and the 2 pillars, and the 1 sea, and the 12 brazen oxen under the sea, which things King Solomon made for the house of the Lord, the brass of which articles was without weight. And as for the pillars, the height of 1 pillar was 35 cubits, and a line of 12 cubits compassed it round. And the thickness of it all round was 4 fingers. And there was a brazen capitre upon them, and the length was 5 cubits, even the height of 1 chapiter. And there were on the chapiter round about it network and pomegranates, all of brass, and correspondingly the second pillar had 8 pomegranates, to a cubit for the 12 cubits, and the pomegranates were 96 on a side, and all the pomegranates on the network round about were 100. And the captain of the guard took the chief priest and the second priest, and those that kept the way, and 1 eunuch who was over the men of war, and 7 men of renown who were in the king's presence, that were found in that were found in the city, and the scribe of the forces, who did the part of a scribe to the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land, who were found in the midst of the city. And Nebuzaradan, the captain of the king's guard, took them, and brought them to the king of Babylon, to Deblatha. And the king of Babylon smote them in Deblatha, in the land of Amoth. And it came to pass in the 37th year, after that Joachim king of Judah had been carried away captive, in the 12th month, on the 4th and 14th day of the month, that Euladachar king of Babylon, in the year in which he began to reign, raised the head of Joachim king of Judah, and shaved him, and brought him out of the house where he was kept, and spoke kindly to him, and set his throne above the kings that were with him in Babylon, and changed his prison garments, and he ate bread continually before him all the days that he lived, and his appointed portion was given him continually by the king of Babylon, from day to day, until the day when he died. And that is it for that chapter of Jeremiah's on page 971. And now, the next chapter of this book is Lamentations. On Lamentations I.1-9, on page 972. And that's going to be read after some point after I read the chapter on the International Bible, which will be on the next stream coming up within Sunday vicinity of that time. Anyways, that is it for this chapter of the Septuagint with Apocrypha. And next up, the next stream involving the Bible is going to be the International Bible on the next Sunday stream. And even though this is technically a Monday, I decided to just finish it off from the stream before, so fuck it, why not? Anyways, hope you enjoy this stream. And subscribe for more, turn on notifications, leave like videos, so forth, and all that shit. Later. Alright, 1 hour, 57 minutes, or fucking amount of seconds.